Hello and welcome. So I'm going to take a look at the Guardian's Quick Cryptic crossword. This is being published on Saturday the 15th of November 2025, and today our setter is Chandler and it's number 85 in the series of puzzles. These puzzles are specifically designed to introduce people to cryptics, bring in new beginners, and they seem to have been very successful from many of the comments down in the Guardian, below the Guardian paper. So what they are is they're just an 11 by 11 grid, where normally a proper cryptic would be 15 by 15, and they limit themselves to 4 types of clue. And today those 4 types of clues are anagrams, hidden words, we like hidden words, charades, which is where you take multiple components, 2, 3, even 4 words or parts of words, letters, to make a new word, and reversals, so where you've got one word going forward like God becomes dog, going backwards. So the reversals can be a little bit difficult, I found. Charades can be, depending on how the setter has set them, can be tough, but anagrams and hidden words are generally pretty nice because, well, hiddens certainly you should be able to see them, and anagrams you should be able to find the letters to mix up. I talk these through very slowly. I explain how I look at the clues, what I'm seeing, and try and give some tips and tactics, help the beginners out again. So without further ado, I'm going to crack on. Right. So 1 across, 6 letters, selection of, okay, thinking hidden words today, so section of, suggests there could be a hidden word in there. It'll go of apron, apron torn quickly. Well, I can see pronto, and I know that pronto is, I think it's it's a musical instruction to play quickly. So we're off to a flyer. So 4, on reflection, so this is going to be one of these reverse words. Goes briskly to make brief trip in car. Okay, I think this is used as one of the examples for another clue type. So you go a trip in the car as a spin. So if we, well, that's the answer because okay. So to go briskly, nips. So on reflection, take goes briskly because it's next to on reflection. So nips. Now reverse that to become spin. I think pretty certain that's what it's going to work out. When we get this 6 down and this 5 down, we'll know for certain. And if let's have a look at 6 down. N, so 4 letters. Bear in mind, posh school being sent up. Okay, well, the only posh school we know is Eton. So if we put Eton going upwards, we get bear in mind. Take note is bear in mind. Posh school is Eton, being sent up, put it upwards. So okay, spin is in the right way. Let's go back to the across clue. Well, let's do the downs. Yeah, that's 1 down. P, 5 more letters. Okay, I've just glanced at the clue and see rupees is 6 letters with a P in it. Breakdown of could be an anagram indicator. So to carefully read is to, I want to say pursue or purse. Peruse, there we are. Peruse, my anagramming slightly holding back. So part of my, I'm very good at not reading the surfaces of clues. I just sort of look at word after word. So let's go on to number 2, which is 2 and 4. Notions, I can see an O and it's sort of 6 letters, but I don't think it is. But I can see on site there, internally, would be a hidden word indicator. A work area would be on site. So what struck me about that clue as I looked at it is the fact that there was an O and 6 letters, and notions seemed to be 6 letters, but then I realised it wasn't. So then I sort of just tracked 4 from one site, knowing we had hiddens today, which is part of the deal. What have you got to deal with? What clue types are there? Internally, would be a hidden word indicator, and in a work area. So that's looking good. So look at 8 across, R something, S something something. Religious follower represented A star. Well, A star has R and an S in it, and I know that Rastas are religious followers. Oh, I can't spell it. There we go. So represented is your anagram indicator there. Now I can't see why that says mix up the letters really, but that has to be the anagram indicator. So anagram of A star represented is your anagram indicator, and religious follower is a Rasta. We're making nice tracks. This 10, 3 and 5, sat or sit, I don't know what that has to be. 5 letters. Distinguish. Second Greek character, which will be beta, given role. Right, so set apart is the answer there if you are given a role. So I thought a role is a part, and then I thought apart, and then I'm thinking what goes in here? Well, has to be set, doesn't it? So actually when I said sat or sit, it turned out to be set. So what do we got? Let's break it down. Distinguish. If you distinguish something, then you're setting it apart, so that's your definition. S for second. Greek character is eta or eta, I don't know, and a role is a part, specifically, so eta is part, the A is part of eta. So that's a charade, 3-part charade. Wow, okay, looking good. What's this? Tramp or something? 3 down. Minor leapt, I've got TAP, I can see TAP and leapt. Minor, there's 10 letters in leapt and minor, so that could be an anagram. Around could be an anagram indicator. Thing making one jump, well that would be a tramp. Line, trampoline, there we go. So let's have a look at 5. 5 down, P. I've seen the word friends. Pals is 4 letters. Seeing, strike, upset. Yep, pals is slap, going upwards. So that's on one in. Right, now this one is a bit harder because you haven't got the starting letter. My brain is thinking inlet or valet, but whether that would be correct, I don't know. 9 across, Virginia is a VA. Allowed is let. A male attendant is a valet, I think. So yes, that was there. So you can see now I'm beginning to, because I've decided to go down the route of just working organically off the letters I've got, you can see that I can begin to guess at words. Like this looks like it should be an over word. Now that isn't so, you don't have to do it that way. Yeah, sometimes I will just go acrosses first and then downs, depending on how easy I'm finding the clues. If I, some puzzles I'll look at and go, can't get that, can't get that, and I just keep moving until I've got some letters on the board, because once you've got letters on the board, it's easier to fill some in and work to the areas you can't get to. So anyway, 7. Over. Is it over? Trades votes is 10 letters. And it's got a V and an O and an ER. Over corruptly could be an anagram indicator. That's exaggerated is over. What's that? Over acted? No. Over. Stood. Over. Right. I'm going to risk the anagram helper. Overstated, I think it is. Trade votes. Overstated. In fact, it's exaggerated. It's just it should end in an ED. There's a little tip for you. Yeah, stated would be those letters that are remaining. Overstated. Okay, more on the board. This one, I haven't got any feel for what this might be other than maybe blather or flat or something. 13. Dull. Dull is flat. Okay. Frenchman is normally M or Rene. Now, if I've got that, I'm beginning to think flatmate. And had would be, yeah, had dinner last night. We ate dinner last night. A flatmate would be someone who's one sharing part of a block. So there we are. Right, these two here I'm going to skip because there's lots of 6-letter words with that have a second letter of A and an E, but I will come back to them. I'm going to have a look at this one first. Go back to the crosses. 16. Discover tragic figure close to ruin. Well, the closing letter of ruin is that N. Tragic figure is Lear, King Lear. So that's one of the first things I learnt in crossword land, is a little bit more Shakespeare than I know the Lears and the Argos. So yeah, if you discover, you learn. Tragic figure is King Lear. Close to ruin is the N of ruin. Should we go on to this, because again we've got an L and an A. So yeah. T, 5 letters, perhaps. Watch, area of responsibility after comeback. So yeah, comeback's one of these words coming back. Perhaps watch. Well, a watch is a timer, and your remit is your area. So remit going backwards is your area of responsibility. It's next to comeback. So let's take remit, turn that around to become a watch. Watch, perhaps an example of a timer. Let's see if we can get 11 down. A something, M something something. Less agitated, so that's just to me there's going to be an ER ending to this. I don't know. Karma, I'm beginning to think. Local merchant, there's karma. Local merchant in part. In part is your hidden word indicator. Karma is a hidden word across local merchant and less agitated. So I built that, I literally had only seen less agitated and I thought with less it's going to be ER, and then I just went to the rest, read the rest of the clue. 12, E something R. Agreed, that's got an ER, it's 6 letters. Shifts could be an anagram indicator. Adjusted for a purpose. What's it going to be? Yeah, agreed. Got rid of the ER. So what's that? D. As it shifts as adjusted for a purpose is maybe isn't agreed. Let's have a look. Agreed. I can't see that at this moment, so I'm going to look at this one, 19, and see what that letter gives me. A party. Well, a party comes up a lot. It's a do. So again, it's like adored or something, isn't it? With wine. Wine is red. Much loved is adored. Geared. That must be geared to fill in the letters I haven't got. So agreed. Anagram of agreed. Shifts is your anagram indicator. Adjusted for a purpose. Well, it was geared to this. ED ending for adjusted, geared ending there. Okay, that's a hard clue because that definition is not one that's, I would say, familiar to me, not an obvious one. Right, should we do this one? Let's do 14. 4 letters, an L. Flat has got an L, 4 letters. Could be an anagram, but piece of stone is next to it, and that isn't really an anagram indicator. Piece of stone in back of this experimental site. Well, an experimental site is a lab. Back of this. Yep, okay. So, lab. Now, reading the clue very carefully, the back of this is the S. And a flat piece of stone is a slab. So there we are. Right, should we have a look at this one? Because the B, 3 letters, is more likely than the A in a 4-letter word. Social occasion, or taking place in club as, B, there's a B, as highlighted. So the in word there made me think it might be a hidden word. Even on a puzzle which it's a bit more complicated, should we say. If I see the word in, or I probably look for hidden words quite often, if there's anything that suggests, that's probably the first place to look, because it's the easiest clue to kind of cross off. So there we go, right. Social occasion is a bash. Taking place in is your hidden word indicator, I think, and club as highlighted has the word bash hidden across it. So that just leaves 15, A saying S. Go by some Sherpas. Now some is your classic hidden word indicator. I can also see that in Sherpas there's an A and an S, and that gives me pass. Sherpas struggling has the word pass across it, and to go you have your go by. It passes, time goes by. Let's check out. Have I got it all? Yes, it's all there. So there you go. Good little puzzle there from Chandler. Some oldie goldies there, and actually just 1 or 2 little more obscure definitions, or tragic figure there. But if you're going to do cryptic crosswords, you're going to have to learn that one. I did in the first year I did, and it's paid dividends for the years since. Pronto, another word that will come up from time to time. Did see that this past week in another puzzle, knowing your kind of musical terms. I'm not a musical person, but they do come up, so you are going to have to learn allegro and pronto and those sort of things. So there we go. Anyway, thank you for watching.